Today in religion, we're going to be learning about a new saint, which is actually Saint Nicholas, who is Santa Claus. So we're going to use our saint book and we're going to read a story about Saint Nicholas today. So it says, Saint Nicholas, the story of the real Santa Claus. Ooh. So, it says, long ago, in a place called Myra, 3 sisters lived with their father. Their family had once been wealthy, so wealthy means they have lots of money and they have enough. Their family had once been wealthy, but had fallen on hard times, and the sisters had to go out begging. So the sisters had to go out into the community and ask people for money. One winter's day, when the streets were wet with rain, they were standing shivering on a street corner. Suddenly, they heard the joyful sound of a band playing. "It's a wedding procession," said the youngest sister. "Let's go and see." A crowd had already gathered to watch, and the sisters had to stand on their tiptoes to catch a glimpse of the bride. So it's a wedding. "What a lovely dress she has," sighed the youngest sister. "What a wonderful procession she has," sighed the middle sister. "What a lovely home she will have with her husband," sighed the eldest sister. "And doesn't he look handsome?" But then one of the wedding ushers came along. "Make room for the guests. Let them pass," he ordered, and the sisters had to turn away. "It's getting dark anyway," said the middle sister, "and my feet are wet from stepping in the puddles. Let's go home." Together they trudged through the narrow alleyways. They did not speak. Each of them was thinking of the wedding to which they had not been invited. They were too poor for that. They were so poor that their father could never afford the dowry that every girl needed if she was to get married. So a long time ago, if you wanted to get married, the girl's family had to give the groom's family money. Now, the 3 sisters and their family, they don't have a lot of money. So they thought they will never be able to get married because they don't have enough money to give to the groom and his family. So they were feeling a little bit sad. Back in the shabby dwelling that was their home, they took off their wet shoes and their stockings and they lit a smoky fire. Soon their father returned. "I managed to get a little work today," he said, "helping to fix the church roof. Even so, I have not been able to afford much food." "Well, we will enjoy sharing it together," said the oldest sister, trying to sound cheerful. But although they spread the table and each had a bowl full of soup, they did not talk much. Each of the girls was thinking of the great feast that the lucky bride was enjoying in the heart of the town. Then the fire burnt low and the house grew cold. The sisters left their shoes and stockings by the hearth. Their father locked the door and the shutters, and everyone went to bed. Remember, they were stepping in puddles, so they're leaving their stockings by the fire to dry. Does that look familiar? Does anyone at their house right now have stockings hanging up somewhere? Stockings. In the great hall in the center of the town, huge torches burnt to illuminate the wedding festivities. Many wealthy people had gathered in their fine clothes to celebrate the wedding. Now they were eating, drinking, singing, and dancing. Among them walked a plainly dressed man named Nicholas. He was the leader of the church and had himself performed the wedding ceremony for the couple. Many of the guests knew him as a friend, and indeed, Nicholas tried to be a friend to everyone. "My dear Nicholas," called one young man, "thank you so much for visiting my elderly mother when she was sick and I was away on business. You were so kind. Please accept this gift with our grateful thanks." And he handed Nicholas a bag of coins. A while later, a woman made her way through the crowd to Nicholas. "Oh, my son is so much happier to go to school now that he can read more easily," she said. "Thank you for helping him learn his letters. I know you said it was no trouble, but I wanted to give you a small gift." And she, too, put a purse of coins into Nicholas's hand. Then the bride's father saw Nicholas from across the hall and walked over. "It is a privilege to have you at our daughter's wedding," he cried. "We are so pleased you were able to perform the ceremony and ask for God's blessing on our daughter's future. Of course, there is a payment I must give you, and a little extra, which you more than deserve for your kindness." Nicholas was given yet another bag of coins, which he slipped into the pockets of his robe. So people are paying him for different things that he's helped them with. At midnight, when the party was still in full swing, Nicholas said his goodbyes. He walked out into the dark streets and found his way down the narrow alleys to the poorest part of the town. At last he came to the house where the 3 sisters lived with their father. He said, looking up at the building. "You have no money to fix your own roof, even though you worked so hard to fix the church roof today. Well, maybe that is lucky for me right now." So using a cart to help him make the first step, Nicholas climbed up onto the roof, crept along, laughing like a mischievous boy. He steadied himself on the chimney, cold now that the fire was out, reached into his pockets. "This should come in useful for all of you," he said, and he dropped into the chimney 1 bag of coins, 2 bags of coins, 3 bags of coins. "Oh dear, that was noisier than I thought," he muttered to himself, and he hurried down the street and he ran away. The door behind him was flung open wide. "Who's there?" the father called. "What's that noise?" Behind him, the oldest sister was trying to light a lamp. "It can't have been a burglar, Father. We have nothing worth taking. Maybe the noise was some of the soot falling down the chimney." "Something's fallen down the chimney," said the youngest sister. "I can feel things everywhere." So it's the coins that had fallen out of the bag when they fell down the chimney. The lamp spluttered into flame, and the oldest sister shone a light. "It's gold," whispered the middle sister. "Look, gold coins on the hearth and in our shoes." Their father stood behind them, shaking his head in disbelief, and his heart was filled with gladness. "Someone has done something good for us," he said. "Someone has blessed us." At first light, the oldest sister went to the market to buy food for the feast. "And I shall come too," said the middle sister, "to help you choose fabric to make a new dress. You'll need one now because you and Father will have to set about finding you a husband." "Well, you'll need to think about getting married not long after that," said the oldest one. "I'll have to wait a little bit longer," said the youngest, "so I might have to spend the gold coin in my stocking on something special just for me." As they gathered to eat their first really good meal in a long time, their father stood up from the table to make a little speech. "I don't know who brought us good fortune today," he said, "but yesterday at church, Nicholas told me that all our blessings really come from God. So today we shall thank God for this deed of kindness, and we shall look forward to making our lives happier. Tomorrow I shall begin to arrange for you, my oldest daughter, to marry a good man, and in time all of you will be brides. What is more," he said, "I shall ask Nicholas to perform the wedding ceremony and to pray for God's blessing on each of you for all of your lives." The end. All right, so that's how Santa Claus got started, by dropping things down the chimney, right? So let's find St. Nicholas, and then we can kind of color him. It says, "St. Nicholas prayed to God and studied hard. He helped others in secret. He once saved 3 girls by secretly giving their father gold so that they could be married." All right, so Nicholas was actually a bishop, and bishops wore certain kinds of clothes. So I want you to color him today just like you're coloring mine. There it is. Thank you. Hi.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Thank you.
I got good stuff.
Okay. Hi, I'm doing a video, so you gotta go. Thank you. So we're gonna color him. Sorry about that. Someone was at the window. So we're gonna color our cross brown and go across his big bishop's hat, brown. And he has more brown crosses. 2 more. There we go. Then we're going to use lots of red. So around his hat will be red. Around his hat is red. And then we'll do like his robe, the whole thing. Is red. We'll leave the bottom little part hanging out there white. There we go. And then this little part inside here. We're gonna leave his beard white, right? I'm gonna color his little mouth like that. Use my crayon. Color his ear and his face. And then this is his mustache. We're gonna leave that white, but this is his mouth. And then we've gotta do his halo, of course. All right. I feel like he's got black shoes, but you can decide what color shoes you wanna give him. And then, just write his name. Remember, when we write their name, we just trace on the inside, right? We don't scribble on top of it. We want it to still look like it says his name, St. Nicholas. We have a Nicholas and TK. And then I'm gonna put next to him, I'm gonna draw a candy cane. Watch how I drew a candy cane. It's like I was gonna do an F, right? But then I'm gonna go in a little bit right here, and I'm gonna make another shape of an F and connect. And then I can draw lines on it. And then I can color them in like a pattern. There we go. I'm gonna make it a little bit longer. Cute. I'm also gonna draw a present next to him because St. Nicholas is all about giving, right? So I'm gonna draw a square, pretend I'm gonna make a ribbon on it. Do a ribbon like that. And there we have St. Nicholas.